In the realm of Eryndor, peace had reigned for centuries under King Aldric's rule. Yet, deep within the cursed forest, an ancient evil lay dormant. Legends told of the Shadow Veil, a magical seal that imprisoned the Wraith King, an immortal conqueror, who once sought to shroud the world in darkness. One stormy night, an eclipse cast a blood-red glow over the moon, and a chilling prophecy echoed through the royal palace. When the scarlet moon rises, the veil shall break, and darkness shall reclaim what was lost. The next morning, a blacksmith's apprentice named Kael, living in the quiet village of Raven's Hollow, awoke to find a crescent-shaped sigil burned into his forearm. Drawn to the cursed forest by an inexplicable force, Kael embarked on a journey that would change the fate of Eryndor forever. Kael, unaware of his destiny, fled Raven's Hollow in search of answers. He was soon joined by two unlikely companions, Lyra, a rogue thief with a sharp tongue and a mysterious past, and Dorian, a disgraced knight seeking redemption after failing to protect the innocent in a tragic mission. The trio ventured into the cursed forest, facing its many dangers: sentient vines, whispering spirits, and ancient traps. Along the way, Kael uncovered fragments of his heritage, learning he was the last descendant of the first Guardians, an ancient bloodline tasked with maintaining the seal on the Shadow Veil. Lyra's past betrayal haunted her. Once a member of the Silver Claws, she had betrayed her crew during a heist, sacrificing them to save herself. This guilt manifested in her cold demeanor and distrust of others. However, Kael's unwavering kindness and Dorian's honor began to break down her walls. When the group encountered the Temple of Whispers, Lyra faced an illusion of her former friend Meryn, accusing her of cowardice and betrayal. Overwhelmed by guilt, she nearly gave up, but Kael and Dorian pulled her back, reminding her that her current actions defined her more than her past. In a pivotal moment, Lyra risked her life to protect Kael during a battle with shadow beasts, proving to herself and her companions that she could be more than her past mistakes. Dorian, once a celebrated knight, had been exiled after a failed mission led to the deaths of innocent villagers. He carried the weight of that failure, his guilt amplified by whispers from the dead when crossing the Bridge of Echoes. Kael's words, "You can't change the past, but you can fight for the future," became a turning point for Dorian. His leadership shone during their encounters with mercenaries and refugees, as he rallied the weak to fight back and reclaim their homes. When the group reached the Shadow Veil, Dorian confronted the Shadow Knights, spectral warriors embodying his worst fears. Overcoming his self-doubt, Dorian declared, "I may have fallen, but I will not fall again," solidifying his role as a true hero. The trio arrived at the heart of the cursed forest, the Temple of the Veil, where the Ebon Shard was housed. The shard, capable of either sealing the veil or unleashing its full power, was fiercely protected by the Wraith King's shadowy forces. In the climactic battle, Kael wielded the shard, channeling its power as it burned with unrestrained energy. Lyra held off waves of shadow beasts, fighting with unmatched determination, while Dorian faced the Wraith King's strongest warriors, his sword blazing with righteous fury. As the Wraith King's voice echoed, tempting Kael with visions of power, he remembered an ancient verse: "The light of unity shall shatter the darkest chains." Kael, Lyra, and Dorian combined their wills, focusing their strength through the shard. In a blinding explosion of light, the veil was sealed, but at a great cost. Kael disappeared, his essence seemingly consumed by the shard. Eryndor returned to an uneasy peace, but Lyra and Dorian were far from content.